So in this video we are going to determine whether the parameters of an audio file are compatible with the session. We're going to understand how Pro Tools treats stereo files, understand the functions of the import audio dialog box, import audio files to the clip list or to the tracks, and import video files. So things to consider prior to import: bit depth, sample rate and file format. So the audio sample rate of an imported file must match the session to play back correctly, and the bit depth and sample rate can be converted on import. Audio file formats. The native audio file formats that Pro Tools supports are AIFF, which is audio interchange file format, and WAV, which is waveform audio file format. And other formats Pro Tools can import are Sound Designer 2, ST2, Audio Interchange File Compressed, AIFC, MP3, and Windows Media Audio. Video file formats, Pro Tools 11 and beyond can now import QuickTime file formats or Avid MXF formats, included Avid DNHD. And video file import and playback requires the audio or the Avid video engine to be enabled. Configuration of stereo files. We have split stereo, which is where stereo information is split between two mono files, left and right. We have interleaved stereo, where stereo information is combined into a single file containing both channels. And Pro Tools natively supports both the interleaved and split stereo formats. If I now go to File, Import, and Audio, it brings up this import audio window, and we have our navigation bar at the top. If I was to go to Command D, that would go from this folder to the desktop. Handy little shortcut. We have then our navigation at the top, and if I was to select a WAV file, that now appears in our clip import window. We can then preview it, adjust the volume. We can see the start, end, and how long it is. And also we can see that it's saying that I need to convert this. The reason being is the original is 44.1, but my file is set up to 48. So I need to convert the sample rate if I was to hear that, if I wanted to import that into the session. If, however, I go to another audio file, this time this has the matching sample rate of 48 kilohertz, and that convert is now turned to copy. Doesn't need to convert it, it only needs to copy it in. So when it's a different sample rate, you can convert on import. When it's the same, you just copy. The difference between add and copy is that add will import without copying the audio file into the folder. So usually, to keep everything together and in order, I will go to copy, and that will copy to your audio file folder within your session. So if I just do copy, that will take a little while to copy that across. And then it's saying, do I want to create a new track, which I usually do, or I can just add it to the clip list over here, and asking me where do I want it to start. So if I just start at the beginning of the session, that will then import that in. I can also drag files into the clip list from the desktop. I'll just delete this. Go and find that file, which is there, trumpet. I should be able to just drag it in like so. And if I do it that way, then it will import, it will convert files to match the session if needed. If conversion is not needed, the audio file will be referenced and will not be copied into the session's audio file folder. So that still remains on the desktop. If I was to go to show full path. That indeed gives the full path as the desktop. You can also import files through the Workspace browser. If I go to Window and New Workspace and just go to Default, you can see here then I've got my session, which is called Importing, and if I click that, there's my audio files. I can also look for audio files elsewhere. Not that I can find any when I need some, but if I could, what I could do is just drag them into my audio file folder in my session. So that's another way, and there's all sorts of filters as well. So if I go to Kind and I just control click, I can turn filters on and off, and of course I can search up here as well if I need to. You can batch import by dragging files from an Explorer or Finder window, and files will be converted on import if needed. And you can also import from a CD. So using, if you go back to Workspace browsers, a CD will appear here, and then you can drag it in, and it will convert to whatever the session is. So it will either downsample or upsample, whichever is needed. If I wanted to import video, go to File, Import Video, and just import a video I did the other day. Get the same window as I did with audio, Session Start, or I can spot a video. So if I need to align it to a time grid, I can spot it. And I can also import audio on a separate track. So if I just do that now, the video track will be displayed at the top here in blocks or frames. Just import that into the session. So you can only import one video with standard Pro Tools, but Pro Tools HD allows multiple video tracks. But you can only have one track active at any one time. So here's my video on the Newport Transporter Bridge. There it is in the timeline. And there's the audio at the bottom